and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our first televised bout of the evening, which is in the 60-kilogram division, fought over 5 rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, 8 fights, 8 wins, from Bristol, Karolina, Kadzielawa. And her opponent fighting out of the orange corner, 21 fights, 18 wins, 3 defeats, from London, Mulley McCulloch.
So the final instructions here from the referee, of course, McCulloch is in the orange corner, the black corner for Kadzielawa. There's plenty of action here between this technical pairing. Kieran Shanahan, again, there are so many champions on this card. These two are no exception.
100%. What we have here is a very skilled Mulley with kicking, but on the flip side, Karolina is also just as skilled. As you can see, she's going to block a hell of a lot and kick back. But I feel like Mulley's approach here is to notice that block and is coming with them push kicks straight off the back. She's making it hard for Karolina to chop them legs, which she's well known for chopping them legs.
Karolina Kadzielawa, of course, a very balanced Muay Famur style. We mentioned it again in the opener. We do have 8 strikes rules here this evening, and we'll walk you through it as it happens. There are actually a few twists and turns. But this bout is going to be scored under the 8 strikes criteria, but it is traditional Thai, 5 rounds.
So traditional Thai 5 rounds, looking for effective shots. And this is what both ladies are actually doing really well right now. We're noticing now Karolina's starting to keep the distance from Mulley's pace. You did say Mulley's attribute was the gas tank that she's going to bring. And if she can hold this pace for 5 rounds, we'll be in for a very dominating fight. Because if Karolina can hold this pace, then we're in for a spectacular fight.
Well, certainly McCulloch, as you mentioned, very well drilled, very well schooled. And most importantly, looking to adapt mid-fight. That's what she said might be the big difference here.
100%, and like she's kicking a lot without punches at the minute. So what would be nice to see is she just throw a punch and then kick straight after and then punch again and try and basically distract Karolina from trying to come back with a kick in between that. There's not much clinching going on as of yet. They're not really engaging much knees. I think Mulley as well comes from a fairly kickboxing style background. There we go. See the kick-punch exchange now, because the hands are coming down with the leg to block, and then Mulley finds that gap to throw that left hook.
Good contact here from both, certainly working into the clinch, but like you said, charging the hands off the kicks has been an effective strategy so far. Kadzielawa said, look, I'd love it if they'd remember my name. I know it's a long and difficult name, but it might not be too difficult to ask if I can put in a highlight reel as she teeps upstairs. Great targeting, great coverage here from Kadzielawa. McCulloch and certainly Kadzielawa not hesitating here in this first round.
100% not. For a first round pace, this is spectacular. However, you can see Kadzielawa is just bringing that kick up at the end of the exchanges. However, we are looking for effect. We're looking for shots that moves the opponent. So right now, Mulley is winning them exchanges with the more effective kicks.
And the scoring, both fighters actually beginning under our 8-strike scoring criteria at 0-0.
I don't know, she's got a little bit of a bruise under her eye. That's it, there we go. See, she's got a little bit of a hematoma building up underneath her right eyeball.
2 of a scheduled 5, 3 minutes on the clock. Of course, a longer break there under traditional Thai rules. There will be some chopping and changing under the time limits and the ways breaks happen. But interestingly, Kieran, taking a look at this right now, there are some adaptations and some changes.
So the changes now, I feel, is Karolina is standing her ground much better and not coming forward as much. She, as I say that, she then goes straight into the clinch, which is nice to see. Sod's law. But I think that's what Karolina needs to work on. She's long. She doesn't need to make it a scrappy fight. If she keeps the teep going and the kicks long, there we go, then she can return. Mulley needs to work that in and out pressure now. She's noticing that Karolina's switching on to that.
Kadzielawa continuing to double up and triple up the kicks. Beautiful push kick. Again, a very effective weapon against an opponent that may look to put some pressure on you. Kadzielawa, the fight IQ and ring IQ as she snaps in a lead left hook. That was good contact again, Kieran.
It was, and just as I was saying about Mulley doing the kick, punch, kick drills in the first round, Karolina needs to adapt it now to set up her kicks. Because if you notice, when Karolina goes to kick, Mulley's in and out. She bounces in, she lands her shots, and she gets out again. Blood pouring from the nose of Karolina. She needs to start doing something about blocking them hands.
Again, firing off the kicks.
It's them exchanges there. When you go kick for kick for kick, whoever finishes that exchange will always be notable for winning and will look better at the end of that round.
Mulley just doing an outstanding job here. Such a CV. 18 wins, as we mentioned, 3 defeats. Winning in Lumpidi Stadium recently in Bangkok, the most famous ring, arguably, of Muay Thai. And the scouting report, as she predicted, was going to be that pressure and busyness, pace in the forecast. And that's what we're getting here.
There we go. The elbows are now coming out a bit more. What Mulley's doing tremendously well, she's sticking at her 70% pace. She's not going above that. She's not trying to sprint the marathon, you know. She's taking her time. She's just keeping that momentum going. And Karolina looks like she is struggling to maintain that pace.
Good clinch here from Karolina. I did mention the elbows in the corner. They were talking about it, and we did see a few.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that Karolina's not throwing more, being the longer ranger fighter. You know, she could step in lovely with a jab kick and then collapse with that upward elbow or coming down with a big right slice. Like here, there, when she gets against the ropes, that'd be a great time to step in with the elbow and then follow up with a nice long piercing knee. But Mulley is getting the control in the clinch exchanges right now.
Choke, says the referee after the separation. Okay, 3 of 5, both fighters very quickly to the center. And which way will the pendulum swing? Good catch there from McCulloch. Such a technician is McCulloch stepping into the jab.
She's keeping her range phenomenal. Considering she's got the slight reach disadvantage, she is holding her range very well.
Switch kick to the midsection. Good catch and counter here. Just that little bit quicker as McCulloch. But like you said, I think both fighters really feeling the pace.
Definitely, and Karolina's got a good, she had a great position there. Now McCulloch just changed that round. But when you get into that clinch, getting the hand on the back of the head and controlling the bicep, Karolina had that there for a second. She should have been banging them knees straight up to the midsection to hopefully try and tire out Mulley's ferocious pace.
McCulloch plodding forward. Landing the roundhouse, shows a roundhouse, lunges into a right cross, switches up again. It is beautiful footwork. Everything's working together from McCulloch. That more efficient footwork could be a difference.
It is, massively. She's working like a triangular shaped footwork. She comes in she comes in straight, she comes out either left or right. She's never just bouncing in and out directly because she always opens up a gap for either a nice high kick or that chopping low kick.
Choke again here from the referee.
I'd like to see Karolina march forward a little bit though. She's given Mulley her space. She's allowing Mulley to move. Oh, that was a head kick land there on the chin.
That might have been a nice connection here, certainly scoring. Did it have effect?
Did Mulley feel that is the question? She looks like it has. Or is it just the pace has got to her? Has the pace of the last 2.5 rounds got to her?
This could be an opportunity for Kadzielawa. A shifting in the sands.
She's bouncing that knee off the midsection now, getting that clinch position nicely.
Kadzielawa, of course, is known for one of those styles where she will push through things and really make things happening. Training around her camp is a full-time job. She said was so difficult. Reading philosophy, though, she said, focusing on all of the psychological preparations to really get ready for a hard fight. And she's found herself in a hard fight.
She has, and she's now flipping the switch. We spoke briefly there about her marching forward. She's now engaged in that. I think she was waiting for Mulley to blow herself out a little bit, and now she's engaged in that Muay Kaunas.
Kadzielawa, no stranger to fighting more difficult experienced opponents, has fought certainly plenty of tough records along the way. She's fought up as high as 68, tonight at 60 keys. And did want to get into a brawl tonight just for the sake of it. And she really seems to have weathered the storm, pressing things into the corner, working the geometry.
This is the beauty of 8 strikes in this kind of style of fighting. You can go through these first couple of rounds thinking that, you know, one's at a loss. We just said, well, I said in particular, 1 point each round for Mulley for round 1 and 2.
So the plot thickens here, round 4. Mentioning the scoring once again, we're probably going to be in a position where, because there's been no knockdowns, there has been 1 point given to Kadzielawa and 2 points to McCulloch unofficially. Should there be a knockdown, that's another point in that round. Once again, stick with us. We'll walk you through the 8 strikes.
Yes, so what we're noticing now is the effective damage. So now that Karolina's coming forward, she's been shown there's a lot of redness building up around the torso of McCulloch, because you can see Karolina's kicks are improving, but the knees are also improving. So what we're looking for now, for Karolina to get more points in this fight, she has to keep Mulley on the back foot and show that aggressive striking. Has to move Mulley. As you notice, Mulley's hitting Karolina now, but bar like shots like that, she's not really moving her as much because Karolina's standing firm.
Kadzielawa occupying the center of the squared circle here. Tests again with the kicks. Good check. Good return here. Check and return from Kadzielawa. Beautiful, though. McCulloch has such an outstanding push kick from that rear leg, the teep. It's just gorgeous. It's poetry.
And you never know if it's going to hit your leg, your belly, or your face.
Yes.
Because I'm here trying to spot it, and it could hit you at any point. The flexibility levels to land that is insane.
McCulloch, as we mentioned, working as a coach, training, bringing that pressure here. Never leaving Kadzielawa alone was the mission, she said. But it might have been one of those where coming into the 3rd round, fatigue has set in, and Kadzielawa really starting to find her own rhythm.
She is, but when she gets them clinch possessions as she did, she was driving the head into the throat of McCulloch, sealing the deal with that clinch. Once she has that, she should squeeze as hard as she can and just tap them knees in, because then McCulloch will burn a lot more energy just trying to get out of that. There we go. There's the knees, just popping up through the middle.
Good pummel here from Kadzielawa. McCulloch looking to tie up as well. Referee says separation, not enough activity. And the look in the eyes of both corners is one as if to say, I know going into the 5th, if it does go that far for the next 45 seconds, it's going to be a tie ball game.
100%. And what I've noticed with McCulloch is I thought she was tiring down the last round. This round, she's showing like a spruce of energy. She's kicking and moving phenomenally. She's making Karolina step back, which is what you want.
McCulloch certainly trying to gain some ascendancy here. It certainly isn't a story that's completely written yet here in the 4th. Kadzielawa's had her moments. Good catch from McCulloch. Again, so balanced, even when she's getting hit. That's an art unto itself, staying balanced.
Of course, it just shows the weight distribution that she's going from left foot to right foot very well. The footwork she has isn't a traditional Thai boxing footwork either. She's bouncing in and out as if she's almost like a kickboxery style.
And back to the action we go. 5th and final round. This one is 60 kilograms, full Thai rules. Kadzielawa, 8-0. Kickboxing and Muay Thai. Mulley McCulloch, very experienced indeed, 18-3. Has fought in Thailand, has fought against some top-level competition. Kadzielawa certainly up to the task. Should be a barn burner for the next few minutes if it goes that far, Kieran.
Well, exactly. I think Karolina now, if I was in her corner, I would have said to her, apply all pressure now. McCulloch has shown great control in this fight, and I would have her slightly up, in my opinion. Karolina can still stop this fight if she wanted to. I think she just has to find that gap to target McCulloch's weakness. But she isn't showing any. She's not showing any at all right now.
Bravery here, toe-to-toe. Good contact in the clinch. Striking, scathing knees there to the midsection from both. And the corners are going absolutely bananas right now. They know the margins could be close, but I have to agree with you. Mulley McCulloch certainly has put in, at times, a fatigued but very technical masterclass.
Yes, and on the moments when they're both breaking, if you notice, Mulley is she's sorting her range out, but she's doing bits. She's being active with her shots. Sometimes when the pause comes, Karolina is just kind of stood there, not doing anything, but she's not throwing any strikes to keep it busy. Even just like a little jab, just to pop it, get the flinching going.
An art unto itself.
Lovely elbow step in from McCulloch there, nice and neatly on the inside.
And as the system gets taxed, you fall back to basics. Certainly right now, McCulloch, nice slip on the inside, dancing. Eats a left hook there from Kadzielawa.
Mulley's ring control, sorry Chris to put into it, but Mulley's ring control, if you're watching at home, is absolutely superb. She's using all four corners of the ring very wisely, never once really getting stuck in the corner.
Kadzielawa looks for a chopping elbow up the middle. I was going to say, Kieran, that ultimately McCulloch, though backing off at times, is still very much in control in this fight, and that is such a difficult thing to do.
It is, and what's happening now is, if you notice, Karolina's following her around the ring. So what she should really start trying to do is cut the ring off, make it hard for McCulloch to move. But that's just it. When you're in there facing that competition, it can often be a lot easier said than done.
Well, it's been a heck of an opener. Again, welcome to everybody watching worldwide. This is 8 Strikes. Plenty more in your future from the Woolwich Works, of course, including a banger of a co-main and a main event for a featherweight title. And our fight of the night is next too, but for now, it's McCulloch and Kadzielawa here, who are in the clinch, chucking everything but the kitchen sink.
Absolutely tremendous finish to that round.
Oh, Ben Edwards.
There must have...
Scorecards. Your winner by unanimous decision, Mulley McCulloch. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening. 5 rounds of action in the 59-kilogram division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He weighed in at 59 kilograms, 26 fights, 14 wins, from Honduras, Papito Kenneth Cruz. And his opponent across the ring, he has a record of 23 fights, 18 wins, 6 defeats, from Essex, the Atom, Alfie Baker.
Full tie rules, 59 kilograms, 5 3-minute rounds in prospect. Kenneth Papito Cruz. Alfie, the Adam Baker. Could be very exciting. Silver Spirit, Muay Thai. Mira Cruz Thai boxing out of Fight Zone in London. And there's plenty to look out for here. We talked about Cruz maybe being the aggressor, but it's a dominant start from the Adam.
It is, and we just seen the calf kick fly out from Kenneth Cruz. I think he's going to want Alfie to step forward and hopefully try and target them legs and nullify them. See there, as he's stepping in, chopping that calf. Try and deaden that, because we know Alfie Baker's going to probably be stepping in with some nice tasty knees. He's gearing up for them there.
Good calf kick again, inside boxing coming from the Adam, a guy who really can do it all. Such strong fight IQ, defensively sound, offensively capable. Coming off a loss last fall, has really looked better and bigger than ever. Literally at 59, I think it was the right move coming up in weight.
Exactly, and you know, coming off a loss will often make a fighter a lot more dangerous. You know, they want to prove their loss. They want to prove themselves worthy of a win again. So I think Papito is going to be making sure he's ticking all the boxes with having such a young, dangerous Alfie Baker in front of him.
Chopping pressure here from Baker, sliding into a knee. Such strong, again, visibility in the ring. Sees everything, looks for every opening. Cruz, a little bit more of a brawler, like you said, that Mexican-style boxing and almost elbows on the inside. But he promised the kicks. That's exactly what he said he was going to do.
He is, and they're being very wary of each other. They're showing a lot of respect at the start of this first round. I'm almost kind of waiting, what's going to be the shot that's going to change it? What elbow is it going to be? What punch is it going to be? See Kenneth now trying to throw them looping hooks over.
Kenneth literally said there's no way this is going to go the distance. The heart of Honduras, the comeback kid from Essex. Baker, though, certainly looking to make a statement. Dig to the body there from Cruz. Kenneth Cruz can bang, man. It's not always that you see guys with big power at this weight class.
No, and you know what it is? When he bangs, you can hear it. Like from ringside, you can hear the thump of the glove hitting the body, which a lot of the time when people throw, they don't throw it that fierce connection. He doesn't want to be taking too many of them kicks to the arms.
Baker doing a great job just getting the end of his punches, the end of his kicks. Trying to stick and move on the outside a little bit, mix it up. But Cruz said verbatim, it's not the size of the dog on the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. But a dissection by Baker would not be an uncommon prediction looking at the styles.
So two things we highlighted with Kenneth, calf kicks and body shots. We're seeing the calf kicks are coming off to great play, but he is throwing that straight right down to the solar plex now. If you notice, Alfie's stance isn't as strong as it was coming out. He is being a lot more wary of them calf kicks.
Orange tape, black gloves. Alfie the Adam Baker. It almost looks like they swapped corners. Good chopping kicks here from both. Good return from Baker. Baker doubles up to the body. Deep breath as Baker bites down and has to eat a left hook. Those hooks there from Cruz. Cruz can certainly find, again, eating one or two to give one back.
Exactly, and we see that Alfie's carrying his hands quite low, but he's not in fear of him. He's utilizing that step knee very well, even though at the risk of Kenneth throwing them big right overhand bombs. But to be honest, Alfie's got a chin of steel. I've seen him get banged by a few lads, and he can firm him. But can he firm Papito's bombs is the question.
Good hand fighting there from Baker. Baker lines up a left kick. He's got to fight long, got to fight tall.
Ooh, lovely hook over the top from Alfie Baker. Looked like it kind of stunned Kenneth there a bit. There we go. We're starting to see the body shots unload from Kenneth. So we see Kenneth is trying to go for them body shots a bit more, but Alfie's being very good with that step because he's being aware of the calf kick now. I think he's had enough of taking it in round one, which I don't blame him.
Ooh. Pierce teeing up there with good straight punches. It's very much looping punches from Kenneth Cruz against the straight, more calculated shots, and of course the teep, the jump knees, and so on from Baker. Really a great clash of styles. I can see why you love this fighting prospect.
Of course. Lovely right overhand landing on the chin of Baker. We've been seeing a bit of the scissor action coming from Baker. Is that something we're going to see later on in the fight? Is it going to be a stoppage or a scissor knee? He's threatened to do it twice now.
Cruz feinting, faking, looking for work. Again, he has found some very damaging punches at times as Baker tries to fight his way off the ropes. The body shots, though, the body shots and calf kicks from Kenneth Cruz have been exceptional.
Do you know what I'm loving about this fight so far is it's 50-50 with the pressure. 1 minute Alfie's on the front foot, next minute Kenneth's on the front foot.
Cruz searching for the legs.
Big left hook, but a big left kick to finish that left hook.
Switch up there from Cruz. Baker looks to reply. It is Cruz who's really getting his own word in at this juncture, but seconds to go. And there's a beautiful trip there from Baker.
That's a big positive for the scorecard.
We continue. Alfie the Adam Baker, the orange corner, but in this case, the black tape on the gloves. Not sure what happened. Kenneth Papito Cruz with the orange tape, he doesn't care. Familiar tactics again, Kieran.
Some voodoo stuff going on inside the ring, some magic. So again, now we're seeing both lads teeing off at each other in the center of the ring. Who's going to take the first back step? So we're seeing a lot more range control from Alfie Baker now, leaving that right hand out in the southpaw stance. I think them calf kicks are actually starting to hurt that left leg a little bit. When you start seeing fighters change stances, there's usually a reason. If it's a choice, fair enough. But sometimes when you see them kicks landing over and over, he's not raising that shin up to block. So that southpaw stance has been coming out a little bit more coming into this round.
Both fighters back to orthodox. Again, Cruz continues to lead the conversation by digging to the body. I'd love to see him use the jab to set a little bit of that up. At times, of course, testing coming short, again, ripping to the body. Clinical work and response from Baker. Baker kind of gives it the old glove to the forehead as if to say, yep, you tagged me, but I got something waiting for you too.
Well, he's done it to the right fella. There's certain fighters in this game that you want to give the nod to. Kenneth Cruz is definitely one of them that will fulfill that want. But I want to see more of the faking from Kenneth. In that last round, he was faking, like you mentioned. He had him in the corner, he was causing a reaction. I'd like to see a bit more of that now to try and get working to that body again and start hearing them body shots land again.
Cruz mentioned fighting for his 7-year-old daughter, coming back from injury, fighting for family, running his own gym, refusing to quit, and certainly finding that right cross. But Baker, again, it's sort of like Cruz gets one and Baker might get 2 or 3.
It is. And with Baker, I feel like he's doing well at nullifying a bit, but he's finishing the exchanges. Like the previous fight we had with Mulley, finishing the exchanges with the mid kicks at the end and showing good effect with them. But Alfie looks good when he has Kenneth against the ropes. That is the thing. So I feel like Alfie should put a bit more pressure on, try and get Kenneth closed off in the corner.
We mentioned the recent loss from Alfie, lower in weight last November, seemingly became a little bit fatigued. He does look like a more energetic fighter, and that can be such a difference, can't it?
He looks like a jacked version of Alfie Baker. It looks like the Alfie Baker that was needing to come out, you know, and he was performing exceptionally well at this lower weight, but I think this is the weight for him. He's fuller, he's young, he's filling out.
High point roundhouse kick there from the Atom. Cruz replies, Alfie Baker smiles. Cruz starting to get a little bit desperate there with the spinning technique. Eloquently said, my good fellow Kieran Shanahan on commentary there for you. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing. More than a decade in the game. You can follow him, I'm sure, and get more knowledge. But right now, dropping the conversation, moving forward into 4 of 5. Just been a firefight back and forth from Cruz, who continues to really reach with those left hooks, and Baker, who steps in off the 1-2-10.
We're seeing now in the money rounds, Baker came out strong in that first exchange, but they're so adaptable at giving and taking. Okay, you have a little bit this time. You have a little bit this time. Now we're seeing Alfie control Kenneth against the ropes.
Are you surprised that it kind of ended up like a glorified sparring match between 2 very different styles?
Not at all, because the thing is that they're very respected in their field and in their weights. Obviously, Alfie's just come up in weight now, so this is a new avenue for him. But these lads know it. They've traded mega rounds with mega names. Oh, lovely 2 elbows clipping Alfie's chin from Kenneth Cruz there.
Baker again making the right decisions here. Wanted this so badly. This fight, he said, meant everything to him after overcoming, after speaking out about the difficulties he had faced personally with his health. Tonight was the answer. Tonight was the comeback trail. But then again, the heart of Honduras.
He's never out of the fight.
Exactly what I was going to say, never out of the fight.
And that's what I'm noticing with Kenneth. You notice Alfie had about a 30-second strong composure there, holding Kenneth where he wants him, but then out of nowhere, Kenneth goes pop, 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 and he finds himself back into that center again.
So will it be the damage taken by Cruz that allows him the antidote to find a finish? Or will it be the ring craft of the Atom, Alfie Baker? Cruz still in this fight.
Very much so. But what you're seeing is more heavier shots trying to come from Cruz. Alfie is maintaining a set standard of amount of shots. He's keeping the same volume. He's poking elbows through at the right time at the steps. Whereas I find Kenneth now is loading a lot more. He's showing that load.
Now, if you're looking at this corner from a strategy perspective, Baker's corner, is the kind of Araj if it ain't broke, don't fix it, more of the same?
Yes and no, but you notice that with Kenneth, he stopped doing a lot of the things he was doing in the earlier rounds, you know? Yeah. So he stopped throwing the calf kicks as much. So if it's broke, don't fix it, but keep doing what you're already doing, you know? Whereas I feel like now he's as I said, he's fixing on that one point. He wants to box him now. He wants to hurt him. Alfie's got that third-person kind of view on him. So that's where I thought I would have seen the fight go for this round.
Fifth and final round, and there is energy in the building. As you can see, both fighters coming straight to the center. Alfie Baker, orange. Kenneth Cruz, black. Cruz with that orange tape, nonetheless, is really looking to push this thing forward. You can tell there was probably a little bit of words in the corner as if to say, it's now or never.
Yes, exactly, and I know Jose Varela from Fight Zone. I know exactly what he would have been saying to Papito there now. Fix your game up and start loading off. I feel like Alfie was walking away a little bit from the last couple of rounds, just from the exchanges. A nice little smirk from Alfie Baker there.
As drum and bass fills this arena over, and shall I say in lieu of the traditional Thai music.
It's different. I'd love to see a nice Thai dance to the drum and bass. I wonder how that would work.
Hey, listen, man, that'll be the next Instagram short. But it's Baker who really is feeling that rhythm right now. And I will say it's not 120 BPM, but at the end of the day, he is certainly keeping the metronome, I think, and keeping that even-keeled approach to take away the dangerous skills of Kenneth Cruz.
Exactly, and you think Kenneth's attributes is his strong boxing. We've not seen Alfie get rocked or get affected by that boxing. Now, we don't feel it, I'm sure he does, but he's not getting hit and stumbling. He's not getting hit and getting worried. He's standing his ground. Oh. Nice knee off the ropes from Alfie Baker. You can see Kenneth trying to load up and then punches. Alfie is staying aware, leaning back, dropping that knee up. Oh, you see Alfie Baker throwing some hands to the body as well now. He's mixing it up nicely. For me, I feel like Alfie needs to keep this range, keep poking at Kenneth when he tries to throw something. See, Kenneth is stalking him now, trying to land that big shot.
Cruz focused, searching, doing everything he can to try and find some daylight here. The referee says we want more. There are seconds left. But like you said, it's the decision-making of just kind of testing, keeping the gates on lockdown, if you will, against the forward momentum and the forward footwork from Kenneth Cruz here in the fifth. It's been as aggressive as it's been, but maybe not as calculated as the first round from Cruz.
No, it's not. And I feel like Kenneth ran out of options very quick because he stopped doing the things that he was doing very well, and i.e. the calf kicks, the straight right hand to the body. He started hunting for the head a lot more. I think all Alfie needs to do really for the remainder of this round, which is practically done, is just teep and jab and keep it long.
We go the full five. What an outstanding fight. And this arena and this audience is about to find out. Here's Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards. Your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the black corner, the Atom, Alfie Baker. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our next bout of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, 11 fights, 6 wins, 5 defeats, from Billericay, A.J. Duany. And his opponent fighting out of the orange corner. He is known as the Juggernaut. 11 fights, 11 wins. He's undefeated. From East London, Josh Grayson.
Third fight of the night, full tie rules. It is 5 3-minute rounds. AJ Durrani, black corner. Having the equipment check there. Josh the Juggernaut Gravesend. He is in the orange. He is unbeaten. He is confident. Coming off an incredible fight in March, right here. Kieran, your expectations?
So we've seen a very jumpy start from both lads now to start this fight off. Durrani, I would have more of a traditional kind of Thai style, but he's trying to match the energy of Gravesend a little bit. Big shots coming off the start.
Good pressure here. Durrani trying to walk down Gravesend, trying to really steal this homecoming. Athletic, always looking for entries. Like we mentioned in the studio, he's always looking for work, and a busy fighter can be dangerous.
Of course, and we've seen a hint of his last finish come there. He throws that inside leg sweep and throws that right loop and hook. Is that a teaser for what we might see come?
Gravesend on the back foot here. Of course, we mentioned the victory over Nicholas Christou recently. Literally promised violence, predicting a stoppage win, but it is Gravesend who's having to really think twice on the back foot, just a little bit more than I think he'd like to.
I think him and Kenneth were sharing a changing room together because the calf kicks are unloaded nicely off Gravesend there now. And it feels like Durrani's taken a couple of them and doesn't like them. I've never been a fan of calf kicks though. I've never understood them, you know?
I'll see you during the intermission. We'll have a little play, Kieran. Going for the wheel kick there is Durrani. Gravesend again just backing off, looking to chop low to the legs like you mentioned once or twice, making very solid connections inside and outside, doubling up is Gravesend. Very skillful fighter. And again, you know, we've had some undefeated records earlier. There can be some pressure.
Maybe someone's all has to go. Durrani's on that mission. He's definitely taken the forward pressure to Gravesend, but Gravesend is moving swiftly. I mean, we're seeing a lot of spinny stuff come out from Durrani right now, but not real setup. We've seen a miss-spinning back kick. We've seen a miss-spinning back fist. So I'd like to see them be set up a little bit more. Don't get too desperate to try and throw these big shots.
Gravesend very, very balanced with the teep. Backs off, resets, really knows when to exit, knows when to play offense and defense. But it ain't all one-way traffic, Kieran.
It isn't, and he's showing that football experience by booting them calves.
As we mentioned, Gravesend actually growing up, playing at academy level, was eventually left stranded as an academy, not only player, but scholar, fully funded, was left stranded. Fighting filled that void, fighting today strictly for peace and for fun. But right now, it ain't too much fun in there if you're eating the elbows. And that was AJ Durrani as he was boxed into the corner. It's a lovely 12-6 coming in from Gravesend.
It is, and it's nice to see the transition of pace in the boxing gloves.
Amber Jones there with Arnold Allen, I'm sure very much enjoying the show. Gravesend continues to really get aggressive and stand very firm.
He's a very unorthodox side-to-side mover. You can tell when he steps, he's causing Durrani to almost flinch a little bit and not so much see what he's going to come with.
Looking to really line things up. That was a lovely right cross landing from Durrani, but it is Gravesend, like I said, with that exiting footwork and that constantly adjusting. The resetting, I think, is very important for him because he has that footwork, that cardio to be able to do that for 5 rounds. We've seen the pace he can put on. You just want to avoid the worst of the returns from Durrani, who is breathing very heavily.
That's the thing, Durrani comes out with a very surprising shot every now and then. Like he landed that big right hand a second ago. He's there. He is still a threat, even though Josh is moving and he's showing these slick moves. Durrani could just click a shot at any point.
Gravesend looks for the clinch. Durrani predicted in this fight. Round 3, round 4, that's where the stoppage will be. It will be something unexpected from any angle.
I think Durrani should start letting some elbows go as Gravesend is working them looping hooks. He should try and meet that with a step. Start making the elbows come out. Make it more of a dogfight there. But Gravesend is now doing it to Durrani.
Durrani breathing again on the clinch separation. The showman, he's known for it. Any favorites, anybody unbeaten, he said, was an opportunity. Is that the referee stepping in for a count? He is.
He got stunned with a shot there. What we were saying about Durrani, very dangerous with shots out of nowhere. Is Gravesend okay?
Gravesend looks to try to find his way in off a jab, moves to the 3, the lead hook, landing quite nicely.
The eyes of Gravesend has opened up a lot more. I think that shot hit him a bit harder than what we've seen.
Touching here, looking to try to line up a home run.
Durrani's being patient, which is good. He's not rushing his shots.
And Durrani pressuring, looking for an opening. We saw it moments ago. There are 30 seconds left in this round. Now, for the very first time tonight for the uninitiated, we've seen a point in the first round go one way or the other. I've gone Gravesend. We will now have seen that knockdown actually score for Durrani to give him a point. Oh, how the tables may have turned.
Of course, and I think that just goes back to showing that Durrani is always there. He's never sleeping. You could hit him 3 or 4 times, but he's logging that information in.
Opportunity for me to get into a firefight and steal the show. He certainly booked that firefight.
He has, and I like how Durrani is being composed coming out. It'd be easy for him to want to come out and try and knock his head off. But I feel this calculated approach is working nice for him.
Gravesend spinning, looking for work, looking to find some purchase there, but wasn't able to do it. There was a lovely head kick there, swing and a miss. Durrani definitely really, I think, caught a second win. He looked exhausted at some point to me in the second round. That knockdown changed, I think, not only the physical, but the emotional and the mental too, all in one.
It did, and it gave him a boost. It gave him a boost of, oh, I can change this fight if I want to. What I like is that Josh is still moving. He's not stopped his style. He's still trying to be awkward. He's still trying to work side to side. I feel like that shot also gave him a boost. Being like, right, I'm now 1-1 on the scorecards. I need to go in to round 4 being 2-1.
Overhand right there from Gravesend. Like you said, has really tried to stick to the plan, to trust the process. Short 1-2, low roundhouse kick to the leg. Again, potentially more combinations would be to his advantage. The pace is still there. He certainly doesn't look too as rattled as he was in the second round. Like you said, I think the look has changed a little bit in his eyes, but you start to ask questions of yourself too.
No, and we're seeing a bring back from the calf kicks again, but Durrani landing a big right hand over the top.
Durrani probing with a right, lands that left hook. Solid punches here from AJ Durrani. What a fight. It looks like the referee is taking a very careful look and saying, keep it clean, and I'm watching you.
But that's where Durrani needs to have Gravesend. He needs to have him against the ropes. He works better against him there. To see with Gravesend, where he's at his best is out in the center of the ring, being able to jump in and out. And I want to see them calf kicks come back, to be honest. He left them go in the second round, started bringing them back in this round. Durrani stalking him, needs to cut the ring off a little bit better.
Durrani again finding the money shot with that left hook. It's a left hook and the right cross. It's really been one of his best punches, or really both of his best punches. And it's a little bit sloppy at times from Durrani, but it's still effective, and that's really what counts.
It is, and that teep putting Gravesend on his back really would have helped.
Oh, a right cross again. Massive shot. AJ Durrani is on fire, and it hasn't been a perfect fight. But the referee is looking so closely to step in and end this round, but he was also looking closely for a potential knockdown scenario. We're gonna buy it, and that's the judges, right? It's not some American TV infomercial, I promise.
Good thing I'm not a judge.
4 of a scheduled 5 here, Gravesend and Durrani. Of course, Gravesend, the undefeated record. The juggernaut, 11-0. A lot of support here on the east side of London town tonight. And AJ Durrani, the underdog. Many would have potentially written him off, especially after the last fight. He thought he'd won. But I think no matter what's going down, the corner will have told Gravesend you better have a spectacular round, and it better be a sterling effort, son.
Yes, 100%. You're seeing that come out of him now. He's now carrying on exchanges. He's not letting him go. He's making sure that he's staying active, but I would like to see some elbows go a bit more now when they're close. I feel like Gravesend loves a box. Be nice to see a slice.
Searching again for good combinations are both corners. But you can smell the finish line at this point. And really for both corners, it's come from very different paths. Gravesend had such a good opening round. And I don't want to say it went down the toilet, but at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers, and the judges are, well, if we see the open scoring going into the 5th round, you're going to see those knockdowns.
You will, and right now, I'm seeing Durrani with a lot more effective shots that are wobbling Gravesend.
I say the knockdowns, we really had one officially, but in my mind, there have been some heavy punches, some heavy leather from AJ Durrani.
Well, we're looking for the effect. The effect is showing nicely from the Silver Spirit fighter.
Durrani, who really came from the school of hard knocks, studying something completely different. Quit having a boss, quit everything, was selling on eBay, tried fighting, never looked back. Both guys working full-time still, training full-time still, competing at a professional level. There's been a blood and guts performance, I think, from both, but the pace settling, the pace slowing a little bit, but plenty on the field to play for still.
What we need to see is the crispness in the shots. They're starting to slow down with that spice, but lovely spinning back fist off that kick.
There's the knockdown.
No, it's not counted as one.
No!
He's got it back up going.
My word. It looked like that might have been counted, but it wasn't. I have to say that was rattling him at least. That was a heavy left hook.
Ooh, punched the spit out of his mouth.
Serious impact here. Gravesend, who has been clocked multiple times with that left hook, knows it is now or never. High kick comes in from AJ Durrani. Durrani again with a head kick. Ho ho! What a play there. 4 points to the black corner, 1 point to the orange, which literally means we're going to need quite a few knockdowns in this round, or we're going to need a stoppage from Gravesend.
He did pull it off in his last fight. Gravesend is dangerous. He can do this. He has done it before.
Switch kick here. AJ Durrani, as we mentioned, saw the finish line in the 4th round. Smells what could be at that stage. And it's very obviously, according to the judges' scorecards. Never mind the scorecards. Unbelievable connection there. Out of nowhere, the juggernaut, Josh Gravesend, completely floors AJ Durrani. And is the referee going to step in and end this fight? Yes, he has. Gravesend, under pressure to the nth degree, has literally pulled it out of the bag. Outstanding performance.
Oh my God, we was literally talking about how Gravesend can switch the fight, and he did. He switched.
The end comes 2 minutes and 59 seconds into the very last round. Here's your winner by TKO, the Juggernaut, Josh Gravesend.
The Juggernaut. This crowd feeling it. East London zone.
Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He's undefeated, 3 fights, 3 wins from Derry, Shea Patton. And his opponent, fighting out of the orange corner, 8 fights, 4 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw from Kent, Mulley.
It's between the orange corner, Frank Mulley. The black corner, Shea Patton. Kieran, go.
Frank Mulley, the more technical, I'd say, out of the 2 for the Thai style. from watching past fights of his. He's a very elusive style. He trains at Lumpini Crawley. They've got a high level of very slick Thai fighters there, George Jarvis being one of them. Shea Patton, watch, very sporadic. He could roll a head kick. He moves, he's very random with his shots. But I think with Frank, the key for him now, there's like 3-round fights, you know, so it has to be busy. Right now, they're both not being busy enough.
Early doors here. Mulley actually just coming back from Phuket in Thailand, offer a great camp there. He said rebuilding the whole way after the injuries, the operations. A gym behind him, renewed vigor, heightened power. An explosive fight tonight. On the flip side, though, Shea Patton, very optimistic. You love being the away fighter. He said, look, I've always been the away fighter, and I love the opportunity to travel for this.
Yes, and he's a Derry man from home in Ireland, and he's training and fighting out of Liverpool. So he's well used to being in other people's back gardens and fighting.
Promising 3 rounds, potentially, of technical elbows. All legal. The fight of the night, that'd be a bonus, said Shea. Now, how's this for legal talk? He was a lawyer, of course. I'm 13 Red Bull cans tall, he said. I don't know about specifics, but that's courtroom specifics.
I'd love to know the day he realized that. How did he do it?
How did he do it? Good energy here is Patton on the inside, lunging with a jab, looking. Oh, he
big
ate one.
elbow.
He ate one. Patton got hit. He literally ran straight into it. That was a lovely connection from Frank Mulley. That was a gigantic connection. Kieran.
Oh, I heard that thump from here, Chris. I don't know if you did too, but that was a hell of an elbow. The eyebrow split open of Shea Patton now. Frank Mulley needs to attack that eyebrow now. Needs to split it open and make that blood go over the face of Shea Patton, but Shea has woken up from that.
Shea was hurt very badly. There was a very clean technique. Frank Mulley pounced on him. I mean, that's 3 months of training in Phuket on the pads.
Yes, it is. And that's probably a couple of weeks off with a swollen elbow. That's how heavy that was. But Shea doesn't seem too phased by it, which is nice to see.
Good elbow on the inside off the pommel there from Frank Mulley. He literally said pre-fight, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy, but I like to hurt people. And he certainly had that effect on Shea Patton. Patton again, left hand. Leaping in with the elbows is Mulley. Left hand again. Patton still standing. Here's a connection.
Frank smells the blood now. Oh, big shot! On the buzzer as well.
Shea Patton is down. Will he be able to recover? This one was booked for 3 and it's over in 1. Oh, Frank Mulley. He wanted again to not only make a statement, but put in a performance, and he's done it. The youngster who committed to this game, insane. Mulley wanted 1 clean detonation. That was his wish. He got what he hoped for.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 2 minutes and 59 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by TKO, Frank Mulley.
It's good. Discipline.
Ladies and gentlemen, reintroducing both fighters to the ring for this 3-round, 3 minutes round, 67-kilogram bout. Introducing first to the ring, fighting out of the black corner, 28 fights, 20 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw from Algeria, Lyes Marinko. And his opponent fighting out of the orange corner, 11 fights, 8 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw from Crawley, Hercules Harry Moore.
Lyes Marinko in the black corner, 27-1. Originally from Algeria, fighting out of Leeds. The only common denominator between him and Harry Hercules Moore in the orange corner at 8-2-1 is that they are both Chelsea fans. Lots of intensity here.
I've been really looking forward to this fight now, Chris, to be honest. As you can tell, the first 10 seconds had about 20 strikes landed there. This is what 3-3-minute rounds of 8 strikes is about.
Marinko looking to spin, looking to go high. High amplitude stuff. Lovely dodge there for Marinko. Hercules fires back. Hercules goes down. Oh my word. It could be an early one tonight. Hercules not happy. It was a disaster. RWS, the lessons he learned. The first 30-40 seconds not going his way, Kieran.
Well, he's been throwing that head kick, Marinko. He's shown it. He has had head kick knockouts. So that right foot is to be feared of because it can swing up out of nowhere.
Tying up in the clinch. Possibly the right survival strategy from Hercules. So many junior fights, so many lessons learned. Oh, the boxing on the inside, though. He's got to be careful. He could still be a little bit rocked.
This is still a great side of Harry Moore to see because he's been fighting a lot of 5-round Thai fights. To see him in a 3-minute round fight shows he's there to scrap.
Good uppercut there. Lead uppercut landing. Double time now for Harry Moore. Marinko, though, is dangerous. Oh, yes! Yes! Again. Will it be a count? For sure. Harry Moore found the target.
I think they want to check.
Was it a headbutt?
I don't know what it was, but the blood is pouring from Lyes Marinko's face.
I saw an elbow, I have to say, but there was possibly some head contact in there. At the end of the day, though, Marinko completely on fire here. A man of so few words. He said, my actions will do the talking. Verbatim right now, literally waltzing forward, doing mega damage.
This is fantastic pace. They are trying to kill each other in there. I'm just waiting to see the next elbow to land. Because with the way these boys are fighting right now, any shot could drop him.
Moore eats a body shot. Moore eats a knee to the head. Wow.
Is that not a count?
I have no idea what happened there, but at the end of the day, Harry Moore gets a second chance. How many lives will he get? Literally, Marinko is dicing him up in the corner.
Oh!
Harry Moore goes down. That has to be a count.
Corner shouting at him to get up.
Literally has been hurt, kneed, elbowed, hit to the body.
Wow.
It could have been 3, plus the point for winning the round.
Definitely, so that's 1 round to Marinko. Oh my God, this is some fantastic striking.
Marinko searching for the body. Again, gets into the plum and in goes the knee. Is the referee going to step in and give a count? Was that low?
Supposedly that was a low blow. He's going to get his time. But I was watching the corner of Harry Moore and they were stating 12-6 elbow down. Chopped down Marinko's face.
The corner not happy about what transpired. Marinko is just aggressive. I've never seen him this aggressive. We looked at the tape, we talked about the predictions. He promised you will not get bored. He is delivering on that promise. There goes a left hook. Left elbow. Moore under pressure, has to try and
another
convert.
knee to the His hands didn't hit the ground. His hands didn't hit the ground.
Oh, the referee has had to stop this fight. This fight is over, and both corners are not happy about what's gone down. Will there be a foul ruled, Kieran?
Me personally, from watching it from this angle, the fight should still be going ahead. His hands weren't on the floor. The ref did jump in, but the fight was active. When you got guys fighting at this pace.
He shakes his head. He's not happy. Here's what went down. There was the knee. Was he down?
We need to get that to replay again.
And the look on our eyes in the commentary booth was eyebrows raised. I'd love to see another angle on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our next bout of the evening, which is 5 rounds in the 55-kilogram division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. She has a record of 41 fights, 25 wins, 13 defeats, and 3 draws. From Spain, Pizza Power, Lara Fernandez. And her opponent fighting out of the orange corner, 12 fights, 9 wins, 3 defeats. From Dublin, Emma Usher.
The final instructions and a look of concentration between Lara Fernandez and Emma Usher. High stakes here, potentially 5th fight of the night. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on 8 Strikes. Chris and Kieran here with you. Expectations, Mr. Shanahan.
Well, this is a big fight for Emma. I'd say probably one of her biggest challenges to date. You know, Lara being WBC world champion, fighting on one against top-level opponents. It'd be great to see what Emma can pull out of the bag and what she's been developing for this level.
Pizza Power controlling so far. Lara Fernandez, known as a very balanced fighter. Excellent movement off the center line, fast kicks, attacking the body and the legs. Nice chop there with the right.
She works that chop very nicely off her teeps. I noticed that from her previous fights. She'll just randomly flick that leg up and come around the side. The lovely right hand from Lara. She's working her hands nicely to start this round.
Usher was pre-fight very focused about moving up the rankings here. Known for being a great kicker, like you said, Kieran. Doesn't always move her head enough, but looks great during fight week and very positive, highly relaxed. That mindset coming in is so important.
It is, especially when you know you've got someone like this in front of you, someone like Lara who's been there with some of the best in the world. She's shown great stability at the start of this round.
Check hook there from Usher. It'll be interesting to know Lara Fernandez nearly 12 months out against literally the fastest rising Irish woman in the sport today, arguably. And Emma Usher looking very good off the counter, but Lara Fernandez is, well, a well-schooled technician.
She is, and you can see how she's measuring Emma. She's measuring the threats that Emma's trying to build up for her.
Light on the lead leg are both corners. Dig to the body from Fernandez. Certainly neither overstepping nor overcommitting is Lara Fernandez. Of course, Emma Usher coming off that recent short notice fight in RWS. Lofty opportunities in the sport, she said, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be too much for a world champ tonight, and I'm not inclined to say it's a challenge I'll be unprepared for in any category. She's holding her own.
She is. They work very hard at Warriors Gym back in Dublin. Got some great rare fighters back there. You got Tom Keogh fighting actively on one.
Cian Cowley.
Cian Cowley's in the corner. That's her coach and owner of Warriors Gym. He's been producing some fantastic fighters back in the homeland.
Lara Fernandez, black corner. Black tape for Fernandez, white tape for Emma Usher. One of my biggest keys in this fight to look out for was game plan, game plan, game plan. And you know both really are going to bring that level of thought. How are you seeing it unfold?
So what I'm seeing with Lara especially is she was trying to keep Emma at range, but the odd body shot, trying to put that pressure on her every now and then. Whereas Emma was being very smart and counter-shotting a lot of her shots. Some of them landing, some of them coming off. So it'd be interesting to see now from round 2 onwards. You see Lara's being a lot more heavy on that front foot. And also Emma now as well. They're both feeding into the same game plan, I think, right now in this second round.
Good connection to the body there from Lara Fernandez, who certainly pulled no punches pre-fight about bringing her life into a new chapter. A year out injured, up now at 55 kilos. Like we said in the opener, gluten-free doesn't exist for Pizza Power.
No, neither should it.
I'll see you afterwards, man. We'll talk.
So we see now Emma's stalking the ring a bit more against Lara. She's putting a bit more pressure onto her, whereas Lara was doing that in the first round.
Lara looking for that blue-collar grind. Setting up off the lead hook or the jab. Not a lot of commitment necessarily beyond 1 or 2 strikes at a time from Fernandez.
No, and you forget 12 months out of the ring is quite a long time. So how much of this is she using to warm herself back up? You know, gauge that distance. You know, when is the right time to throw a shot? Because a couple of times she's thrown a shot and she's misbalanced herself.
Usher boxing very clinically, looking very good, landing 3 or 4 punches there. Fernandez does such a good job of actually leaning back and kind of rolling around in the pocket. There's a real art and guise to the whole process.
I think the distance management is such a big key factor for Lara's work.
Like we said, one for the purists. Great technique, good catch. Even Fernandez moving her head off the center line when she chambers, when she throws. Usher just happy to kind of half step forward and look for opportunities.
It's very tit for tat at the minute, with moments of work between them.
And sometimes in a fight you catch the rhythm and it's you go, I go, you go, I go. You're a coach, you're a fighter. At what point do you try to break that rhythm?
I think once you have them first 2 exchanges where you've kind of gone me to you, then once it comes back to me, you have a choice. You either engage in the middle of that exchange or it ends up becoming they finish that exchange. That's where you got to be careful with 8 strikes or with the Thai boxing flow of fighting, that you don't get caught on the end of them exchanges.
3 of 5. Lara Fernandez, Emma Usher. It's been a slower paced fight than I anticipated, but I think a very respectful affair, a cagey affair inside the squared circle.
Of course, because both ladies know exactly who's in front of them. They're both high risks for each other, and one lapse of focus can cost them, and they're 2 big names.
A fight that promised some tenacity, of course, and 41 fights of know-how against a decade-long bet on the farm, really, for Emma Usher to walk away from everything and leave home. Good boxing here from Usher. Usher trying to avoid the return there from Lara Fernandez. And that's the tricky thing. You never, if you're a high-class fighter, you never give away anything for free.
No, you don't. There's always a repercussion. And that's how it should be, because once you give one thing away for free, that's where the build-up, that's where the boat starts rocking with Thai boxing, with 8 strikes, you know, because there's so many weapons involved that you cannot let something go. What's really good about Lara as well is her teep. She's not been using it so much. I find her a bit more aggressive in this fight, but her teep, there we go. She pops it up out of nowhere and stabs into the lower belly. It'd be nice to see her start using that fake teep. So once she's thrown 1, throw 2, raise that knee up fake, and then set up the hands.
Usher backing off now in this round, searching for an elbow, connecting with the teep. That was a lovely look for an elbow again, but Lara Fernandez senses opportunity. It is that kind of sixth sense, isn't it, when you know you really need to go and you can kind of read on your internal clock. I'm 2 minutes down. There's not a lot that's happened in this round in a close fight. That's when autopilot kicked in for Fernandez. She pressures and lands kicks in a fight that could be down to thin margins.
Yes, and what we're seeing is a more traditional aspect of this fighting form, because usually when it gets to round 3, 4, and 5, the fight elevates at 4 and 5. They're like the money rounds, as we call them. So I think what we're seeing is a more traditional side of, you see round 3 now, they're picking up to a nice pace.
Can you actually embellish on that point? I'm going to implore you, Mr. Shanahan, because I think this fight really does embody that. Tell me more about that tradition in Thai of, you know, the betting and the easing into the fight and so on and so on. Not that that's necessarily going on here.
Of course, no, but with Thai boxing, Muay Thai, whatever you want to call it, the art of 8 limbs, there's a structure to the fights. When you go to Thailand, they usually have 5 rounds, and the first 2, if not 3 rounds, are quite slow paced, very much reading, very, very controlled. all about betting in the crowds. Then when it gets to round 4 and 5, that's when you see the fight elevate. That's why when 3-round Muay Thai came, it was like a big change. It was a massive change to the sport. You see just recently with Frank Mulley fighting Shea Patton, the pace is a lot different compared to what you see here with this 5-round fight. However, these are two very experienced Muay Thai fighters, so they're going to fight the smart, strategic way. You see the difference with Josh Gravesend and Durrani, very experienced Thai fighters. They fought a different pace, a very fast 5 rounds, and puts pressure on her. That will get good scored effectiveness. So Emma needs to be on top of that. Like this, there we go. See, she's on it. She's on it and she's matching that power. Like we said, Lara was talking to Emma with her work, saying, this is what I'm going to bring to you. And Emma's just come out and said, no, I'm bringing this to you now.
Fernandez feeling that extra additional inch or two of forward movement off every single combination as Emma Usher looks to brand this fight with some assertiveness. The rejuvenation from Fernandez, moving up in weight, all that time off, maybe too much time off, like you said. It ain't easy to take a fight against Usher. You know, there could have been a tune-up fight, but neither fighter wanted to walk away from an opportunity or indeed a challenge.
No, but that also shows the levels of both ladies as well. It shows what they want from the sport. They only want to fight the best people.
Look at the exit there from Fernandez. The way she just kind of leans back. You know, some will look at that and say that's poor technique, but that's just outstanding. The way that everything remains vertical below the waistline, and she just kind of moves right back in place.
It's like, imagine you're trying to do the Matrix, but staying into the fight. You know, that's exactly what I call a lean back.
You kind of look like Keanu Reeves with that hairdo tonight, Kieran.
Get me my black sunglasses and I'll show you.
I got a pair right here. Oh, down goes Fernandez. Was that a slip? Yes, it was.
So it's great to see now the change of pace that Emma is now leading the way. Towards the end of that last round, we've seen Lara put the press on, but Emma's come out. And she's controlling the fight right now. Good teep.
Very selective on the punches and kicks is Emma Usher. Lara Fernandez looking to tee things up. Lovely 2-3-10. That's good work to the body. Fernandez needs to get busier. We really didn't see much beyond 2 strikes at a time in the first couple of rounds. But like you said, in traditional fashion, in traditional Muay Thai fashion, it's about upping the ante. It's about closing down and really asserting yourself in that final round or two.
It is, and I don't know if the game plan with Lara is to attack Emma's body, because in this round particularly, she's hitting Emma's body hard. Does she see that she's tired? I don't know. I'm seeing Emma's breathing a lot heavier through her mouth. So maybe Lara allowed that burst from Emma to then go, right, I'm going to put it on the body shots at the end of this round.
Good right cross. Plenty of action here coming from Fernandez. She predicted there could be more power, certainly more in the tank from Lara Fernandez. The open scoring has been revealed. Now, this is where 8 Strikes makes it very interesting. We've seen it previously. We saw the scores. We saw really what was a Hail Mary, and we saw him close the show. Now, the question has to be said. Lara Fernandez up 3-1. What's going down with Usher?
Well, I mean, Usher will need the stoppage. Something's up with her glove.
Yeah, chips, burgers, and all that kind of thing.
Wardrobe malfunction, I think.
No, I might skip it now. Can you grab me a Coke? Is that okay? Yeah.
Emma Usher not happy, possibly to do with the hand wraps. Tough to say. But either way, that's the big change, if you will, from traditional Muay Thai, is that we have open scoring, traditional Thai rules, but 8 Strikes bringing you all the drama going into the 5th and final here. And will we see a surge in urgency from the orange corner? Or will it be the dominant control and calculated approach of Lara Fernandez?
You know, I really like being told who's up in the 5th round. I think as a fighter, that really will bring the dog out, the person that, like I'm going to go back to it again, the Josh Gravesend fight. You know, you're told what the crack is, and you have a choice. You either go out into that fight and change it, or you don't.
I agree.
And I think we need to see Emma do something forward now. She has to really show that she wants it, you know.
Emma Usher backed off here, cornered.
But again, easier said than done when you got someone like Lara Fernandez in front of you.
And you can see Fernandez make those little adjustments. Like, she's not necessarily committed to backing you off with punches and kicks and knees and elbows. She's using her footwork really to just cut that ring. It's so effective. Oh, there was a solid left, though. Emma Usher found her target there. But the footwork from Fernandez, especially as it's bubbled in this fight, that's something to study. That's homework for you. And it's not glamorous. There's nothing that's a highlight reel that someone's going to post and do 150 million views on. But for sure, Lara Fernandez is a smooth operator.
She is, and you just have to watch the body language. When Lara moves, oh, that was a lovely elbow off Emma there, but when Lara moves, Emma's twitching. She's raising the knee, she's bringing the elbow down, so she has Emma preempting shots and has her worried about them shots, which is why she's getting big success on like them straights to the face and then the body shots at the end.
Even the sneaky little short lead elbow there, and then back elbow, oh, it's just amazing.
As you said it, Chris.
Just outstanding. And even, you know, standing tall in the clinch, feeling some weight. There's lots of little techniques, lots of kind of invisible techniques. We talk about it in so many combat sports. There's lots of things you wouldn't see that don't necessarily have an individual pronounced effect, but Fernandez has those individual polish points, if you will, that's contributed to the performance.
100%. It's just ticking the boxes of the fight, you know. If you can't knock them, you got to tick the boxes. And that's what she's doing. She's going knee to elbow, hand position, knee, hand position. So she's always checking. She's never just laying and not making use of the position she has.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your winner by unanimous decision, the lady they call Pizza Power, Lara Fernandez. Introducing first to the ring, please welcome Rio Johnson.
My name's Rio Johnson. I'm making my 4-ounce debut. I've not watched too much on him. I've watched a little bit on him. I think he's got a similar style to me, except I just think I'm a better version of it. I don't see anything special about him, but I know he's game for a scrap, so it's gonna be a good one. I'm not just doing it for my sake. I'm doing it to make it better for everybody else. You know, it's gonna be violent. It's going to be bloody and it's going to be exciting. Nobody is stopping me getting this win.
Did you feel that you were robbed last time you fought here? You should have won.
Yeah, I want to do better than the last time. I think I can do better. I have a fight camp in this fight. In the last one, I have only 1 week. I can do good.
Yeah.
And I hope we can do a good show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our next bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the 63.5 kilogram division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner from Clapton-on-Sea. 14 fights, 7 wins, 7 defeats. Please welcome Rio Johnson. And his opponent fighting out of the orange corner. 10 fights, 8 wins, 2 defeats from Genoa in Italy. The Iceman, Thristan Massobrio.
There's a lot to talk about here. English pressure, Italian supercar power. 4-ounce gloves though, 5-second clinch. If this new format needed a sales pitch, these two very well could be the prime candidates. There was respect yesterday, but tension in the face-off. And remember the count, if anyone goes down, it's 8 seconds, not 10. Both fighters start 0-0. We'll walk you through it as it happens. 1 point for the round winner. Indeed, a further point for each knockdown. There will be a score reveal if we hit the final round. For Massobrio, indeed a strange brew of Some pressure, he said, but really, actually, the limelight. The fans know me, he said, from last time, and they're going to remember me when I leave and upset this building. As we said, the small gloves changes the calculus. We've seen it in the global rules. We've seen it across different promotions. There are a couple of other unique factors here. 8 strikes is happening for the first time in history right now.
Here we go. The boys are having a play with the hands at the stare down, trying to get the dominate inside of each other, but now they can do it. So there we go with Rio's style. He leaps out of nowhere with a singular shot, and then you don't know if that's 1 or 20 shots that's going to land on you.
And there are 8 legal strikes: left and right punch, left and right elbow, left and right knee, left and right kick. 4 times 2. Good punches here and combinations on the return from Rio Johnson.
That was a fantastic checkup from Rio, but Thristan seemed to manage it fairly okay. Tying up, throwing some elbows. Has he cut Rio at the side of his head?
Massobrio smiles, sticks his tongue out, says, let's go. Rio spins again. Again, forced to take such responsibilities from a young age. Technically proficient, has displayed prowess in the ring. Massobrio nearly going airborne.
You gotta be so careful going backwards in these 4-ounce gloves. They are no joke. You need your stance to be strong when trading off with these. We've got blood coming from the eye of Rio Johnson over his right eyebrow. Oh, big shots thrown from Thristan.
There's a good couple of slips there from Rio Johnson. Massobrio, though, can fight that traditional Thai style. It's a spinning back elbow. Johnson does not look to be playing for overtime right now, no. Kieran.
Neither lads are going to get paid for overtime, and they're both showing that they don't want to be in there a second longer than they need to be. So we see Thristan coming with them elbows, as I was saying from the last fight with Alfie. He leap in with them and slice 2, 3, or 4 in a row.
Massobrio, very relaxed. He's very confident. We saw the stare down. It was quite an intense stare down yesterday, and there really didn't seem to be any substitutions when they went to the center just now.
They know exactly what they've come here to do today. They want to make an impression and want to stamp their mark on 8 strikes.
Again, fully limited clinch. 1 knee, as many elbows as you like for 5 seconds. There's a lot of things that can play out here. More pressure here from Massobrio. Forward footwork. Good exit. That was a lovely series of footwork. And of course, obviously, as the elbows come in from both camps, there is danger at every twist and turn.
4 rounds, 8 strikes is basically like fighting with 4 elbows. I've always said it. When you put them 4-ounce gloves on, they harden your knuckles. So when you're piercing a jab, they feel it 10 times more. What I'd like to see is Thristan utilize his straight punches a bit more with that slight bit of reach advantage.
Massobrio, half steps forward, staying orthodox. Big spin again from Rio. The jab missed. He stepped in and charged up the spinning back elbow. Rio Johnson is cut very badly. I'm not sure what that came from. It's almost an innocuous cut, one we really didn't see during the highlights, but we are set for 2 of 3. Very briefly, the score. We don't know, obviously, but your verdict?
With the effect and the cut, I'd say 1-0 to Thristan because of the effect and the cut.
Good pop here from the jab. 1-2 comes back from Rio Johnson. Looks for the hook. There's forward pressure. There is a test for the center of the squared circle, and around the ropes they dance continually as Rio Johnson looks to unload.
I must say, when they get close to each other, it's like watching knives flying in the air. It's like they don't operate in punching combos in close. It's just tuck the hands to the armpits and let them swing.
Johnson trying to play against the volume guy here, and at the end of the day, it's that footwork that might set up one of those spectacular techniques which do score. The judges are looking for it. Quick reminder in order, we're looking for damage, number of knockdowns, of course. The clean strikes landed, aggression, and ring generalship. All of it matters here in 8 strikes. And leaving nothing to chance is Massobrio as he continues to dissect this operation.
What you'll find Rio is very good at, when they get close into that clinch position, what he will instantly turn his opponents, pulling them, almost dragging them to the floor, like we saw in round 1. Big body shot from Rio Johnson. Did that hurt the Italian?
Out of BKK, of course, a gym known for MMA, boxing, Thai, BJJ. Had a lot of notice for this fight. Johnson said, I've had one of the best camps because I knew the challenge. But Massobrio has come to do business. I mean, he is more aggressive, dare I say, than I saw in the last fight. But it would make sense given the change of rules in the playing field.
When you put them 4-ounce gloves on, it's a different ball game. But we've seen similar styles to it with the boxing gloves tonight, which has been nice. That front foot pace, heavy boxing. Oh, that body shot. I think that hurt Thristan.
Rio Johnson had some magic to the breadbasket. It was a clock to the back of the head. He's going to have to be careful there. But at the end of the day, Rio Johnson has found the target. He has found the sweet spot. Not a huge effect on Massobrio. Known for being a toughster, of course, but Johnson continues to try to really find that home run and knock it out of the park.
He is, and you can see him. He's letting Thristan stalk into him like he's setting up a trap.
Johnson spins. Like you said, really doing damage as Massobrio walks on to potential catastrophe and hazard.
He is, but Thristan is there. That body shot is, I think he's in fear of that body shot. Not in fear, probably the wrong word, but he's respected that body shot now. The body's been weakened by Rio.
Of course, open scoring in effect. That's part of 8 strikes. That's part of the recipe. Thristan Massobrio in the orange corner with that orange tape around those 4-ounce gloves. In the black corner is Rio Johnson, who knows it is a tie affair. It is even Stevens right now. Johnson spins again, goes 360, downward elbow.
Is the win going back to Italy, or is it going to Clacton-on-Sea? I don't know, but Rio Johnson is putting that pace on forward. Thristan is not really coming back with much. I think Rio needs to bring that pace again, because when he does, Thristan is on that back foot. He doesn't have much to give off that back foot.
A nasty elbow there up the middle again. That's one of the loveliest techniques I think that Rio has, is every single time he swaps his feet or changes stances, there's an elbow loading up.
There is, but he collapses on it very well. He can be in any stance, as you said, but he'll find, I don't know what his shoulder's made out of. Big spinning back fist. But yeah, his shoulder must be made of Play-Doh, because he can move his shoulder in ways that I've never seen before.
Well, there is certainly a lot of jeopardy right now.
Blood pouring from the face of Rio,
who has done very well to minimize the impact of that cut, which looked a lot worse on the close-ups in between rounds 1 and 2, but it's not really had a massive effect right now, and there are seconds. The clock is ticking here. Under 2 minutes, approaching the midway point of this round, and Johnson and Massobrio continue to duke it out at close range. I mean, there has literally been, and there was a promise, you know, fighters always talk in promise. There has not been any attempt at retreat.
No.
From either corner.
And even if there is, there's something coming. It's not like they're retreating and doing nothing.
Stiff jab lands from Rio Johnson with a short fencer's jab. And you can see Massobrio just bite down on his gum shield after taking such impact off that left hand.
It's amazing now we're coming into the last minute of the fight. Are we going to see a knockdown? I would love to see one, but I don't think either lads will give it.
45 seconds to go.
The opportunity
Let's go,
to engage here as we literally run towards the finish line. There is a checkered flag somewhere, but both fighters are trying to find daylight here and make some sense of what has been a razor-thin contest. Massobrio continues to look for something upstairs. It's the body shots coming in from Rio Johnson, and indeed that hefty jab where he plants his lead. Rio does so well.
Rio Johnson's corner is telling him forward,
we're in the last 30 seconds. It's all to play for. Come on, Woolwich.
By Johnson. Deep breaths. This is for all the marbles here. The co-main event, 8 strikes.
10, 9,
literally as
8,
advertised, seconds.
7,
the referee says
6,
more. The
5,
referee does jumping jacks.
4,
Massobrio.
3, 2,
Johnson
1.
fall into an embrace here at the Woolwich Works.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event of the evening. 5 rounds of action for the 8 Strikes featherweight world title. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ringside, the referee is here, the fighters are set for action. But Woolwich Arena, it's a fight, so we gotta make it loud. So give me some noise from the crowd. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He has a fight record of 15 fights, 12 wins with 3 defeats. From France, Ilias Krafi. And his opponent fighting out of the orange corner. He hails from Cape Town, South Africa. Put your hands together, make some noise for Mighty Mo Abdurahman. This bout is sponsored by Ascari Fight Gear.
So as we go head to head, there is much to say about the background of both. The orange corner, Mighty Mo Abdurahman. The black corner, Ilias Krafi. So many championship accolades in both camps. The style for Krafi, explosive K1 striking, sharp counters, high confidence. Abdurahman, old school technique, new school flair, and an iconic moment as he fights in London for the very first time in that long, decade-plus career. The main event is here, 8 Strikes.
But we're seeing Krafi already with that French K1 style. He's going to cut the ring off with Mo, try and nullify the movement that Mo has. Watch seeing Mo being very stingy with his straights.
Abdurahman, a very capable switch hitter. We've seen him plenty of times just going from one stance to the other and loading up on those straights, kicking on the exit. He's a busy fighter. Like I said, some new school flair, but old school proven technique.
100%. And you know what caught me, Chris, is that you told me this is the first time he's fought in London.
True story.
And he's fought on many, many shows in the UK.
Ilias talked about a training camp that was as good as it could have been. Very chill, positive vibes. Staying focused and doing his job, knowing he would have certainly a lot of fans against him. Abdurahman, though, such a deep CV. Such a resume.
So we're seeing more comfy with keeping that left hand low. He's leaving it low and he's actually slipping Krafi's punches quite nicely, but then throwing the calf kick a lot and the sweep and the disengage.
Abdurahman called this fight just iconic. A huge highlight, a career high. Funny enough, came into the gym, all hard work, no talent. He said, I wasn't a natural, but I learned. Of course, living in the gym for a couple of years after sleeping rough out on the streets, leaving home, disagreeing with his parents about pursuing his own dreams as a fighter. Today, though, Dad's proud, for the record.
What he'd want to be is traveled the world, fighting on some of the biggest shows and against the biggest names. And you can see that in him now.
And there was a look from Ilias Krafi as if to say, well, you got me there. And Mo just kind of walked off, saying it was too easy. Beautiful head movement there from Abdurahman on the retreat.
The thing is now, Krafi's coming very aggressive now, and that's what Mo wants. You understand? He wants that. He wants you to come in swinging with your chin out. And that's what Krafi's got to be careful. Mo is someone that's unforgiving in that area.
Krafi known for being a gritty guy. Keeping good pace deep into fights. Strong off the counter, but Abdurahman popped him there. There was a knee, there was a left. Could he be on Wobble Street? He looked hurt, Kieran.
I thought I was seeing the chicken dance, Chris. I thought I was seeing a...
Abdurahman unloads, but you mentioned, you called he was going to ease into this fight. He wasn't going to unwrap it too soon.
I feel like Mo is showing when he wants to stop it, he'll stop it. I'm not trying to speak too soon. But I think with how Krafi's coming, he's getting him, he's trying to wind him up. He's trying to get him emotional in the first round. Like yesterday when they were doing the video, he was nudging him, he was pushing him. They always started shadow box sparring out in the street.
Bringing energy, aggression, heart. And a much more urgent start here in 2 of 5.
Very. But, okay, there seems to be a bit of a problem here. It's all sorted. He's got that, Krafi's got that real traditional style K1 stance, doesn't he? Chin tucked, looking through the bridge of his eyebrows, you know, march forward. Like, they're tough fighters, you know. Some of the toughest guys I've trained with, guys from Amsterdam and the Netherlands, they'll keep that chin tucked and march forward.
The guys who started in Kyokushin, right?
Yeah.
The worst.
The worst, and they'll never feel pain. Will Krafi feel Mo's pain?
Krafi spoke of just training, leading a very, very simple life outside the ropes. His manifesto was to leave with the win at all costs. Woolwich will remember my name, he said to us pre-fight. Of course, Abdurahman, just so many incredible nights in the office. World-class competition, big arenas. Abdurahman just very loose in there, maybe a little bit too loose.
So what I'm trying to,
How's that? Abdurahman with a right straight, was feeling the love, caught the vibe, and sent that one straight down the middle.
That was 2 heavy bombs. I don't think Krafi still knows where he is. He's looking at his coach, probably asking, what do I do now? This is the problem with coming forward. He's coming forward recklessly. His chin is exposed to someone like Mo.
Krafi with that high guard, but a lot of avenue straight down the middle, and Abdurahman, loose, supple. He was almost so, it was like a drunken master routine, and then in came the right cross. Abdurahman just having a very strong performance here, has landed more punches upstairs, downstairs. Krafi's wobbled. Krafi clearly hurts. Abdurahman is hunting the finish, Kieran.
He's having fun. He's landing it. When he wants to, he'll land it. You can see he's tip-tapping side to side. He's now measuring his shot. He's trying to find that one knockout shot.
Straight off the ropes, literally bounced off it right back into the center.
Straight in. But I'd like to see it a little bit neater. Krafi has gone into, how do you say, fight or flight mode now, you know? I still think he's feeling that shot.
Abdurahman does a great job there of moving his head off the center line again, rolling with the punches. Krafi still could land one, though. I mean, he's not out of this fight. It's a guy who has been there and seen that.
Oi, head kick there. That's the risk that Mo needs to be careful of. His hand was down, and Krafi was like, do you know what? Go for it. And ironically, I was about to say Krafi needs to kick more.
I could see Mo even lining up a head kick, to be fair, too. Sharing the examples from his own lessons growing up. We mentioned it, he's got a K1 pedigree. He's got a Thai style. He's capable in both disciplines. Of course, Krafi brings that classic kickboxing style, but he's eaten damage thus far and is undoubtedly down in this championship fight.
He is, and I think he's copped onto that a little bit now. But making micro adjustments in the first 10 seconds of the round isn't what you need. We need to see adjustments throughout the whole round, especially with someone like Mo. Like, he's punching but swapping stances at the same time.
Abdurahman staying in the headlights here at Krafi. Searching, lots of short punches. Not every punch is a high commitment punch from Abdurahman. Lots of testing. There was a heavy knee though from Abdurahman.
With how Mo operates, it's like tap, 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 bang. He builds up that power shot when he feels like it.
Good parry there off the kick from Krafi, who is certainly seemingly starting to catch a little bit of a second wind. 8 strikes rules means 5 seconds, 1 knee, but there are no elbows here.
They're getting awful confused with the catches in this fight. So you cannot catch the kick and release. You have to 3-point block it. So a 3-point block is when you tuck your elbow into your hip and you use the opposite arm or your hand and you catch the shin. That's the acceptable blocks for kicks onto the body for this fight.
Krafi tries to look for the body off the lead.
This is better work from Krafi.
Abdurahman still that much sharper. It is better work from Krafi, but it is still a little bit sloppy at times. Abdurahman again, just test. almost like he's enjoying himself in there to let it go on just that little bit longer. He predicted a 4th round stoppage. That's where he wanted to close the show. But Krafi has seemingly gained a little bit of extra wind in the sails.
Again, you want it, like you said, he said he wants to have the 4th round stoppage. How much of his plan is it just maintaining the fight to when he wants to stop it? Or is it proven hard that he can't stop Krafi at the minute? I'd love to know what Krafi's coach is telling him, but I can't speak Moroccan or French.
Mo again. No, he gets the knee. Lovely setup there.
So is that...
Not sure if the referee was going to step in. No, the answer is no, Mr. Shanahan.
Okay, you read my mind, Chris.
I have a knack now after a few hours.
Oh, so he's put his hands out, welcoming the fight. Mo is bringing it now. I think that was a switch Mo needed.
Abdurahman again clocks him with the left. The hands are very low, though, from Abdurahman. They're not always that low. Abdurahman again, aggressive. Krafi certainly looking to occupy the center of the real estate here. Choke says the referee warning the corner of Krafi. I'm not sure whether that was unsportsmanlike conduct or what, but.
So we've got the perfect song for the round that Mo said he's going to knock him out. And we've got Firestarter playing by the Prodigy. Big left hook from Krafi. This is where Mo needs to be careful. It's caught him before. He's been caught in this position where he's been beaten, lads. But that slip of focus has what's caused him to fight.
Krafi very talented at finding those openings. That's what he was seeking to do. He didn't want an easy fight. He knew it would be a tricky challenge to try and decipher the puzzle that can be Mo Abdurahman. But like you said, you don't want to get too fancy in there when you're cleanly winning this fight.
Especially with a Dutch style, or sorry, a French K1 style kickboxer like Krafi. They will sneak a hook in at any time. They're tough boys.
Abdurahman leans into the ropes, pro wrestling style, bounces off double time.
I was waiting for the RKO.
Yes, yes. Oh, Abdurahman. And they want hands.
So they're calling for double jab cross, double jab cross.
I don't think Abdurahman's tired. He's not maybe as busy as he was.
So Mo is fight fit all year round. I've seen him take fights on 1 week notice, 2 weeks notice, and he's always in shape.
And the shoulder contact as if they were in a scrum or possibly on the line in the NFL.
The referee had to give Krafi a little tap to the face just to remind him who the boss is.
Abdurahman connects, good hooks there. Abdurahman finding his way inside. Oh, there was good contact there, though. It is Krafi who has landed 2 and 3 punches, and Abdurahman shakes his head. You know that hit him. Abdurahman again with the right. Both fighters land. It has been an eye for an eye. And a tooth for a tooth there. That was a good back and forth.
It really was. And I think Krafi's surprising me. He is showing a lot of resilience. I think that shot that knocked him earlier in the fight woke him up. I was like, look, you're in the fight now with Mo Abdurahman. Wake up.
Now, what I think will be very interesting here as we go into the final 20 seconds is the scores. It will be very obvious that Mo is ahead, I'm going to say. And it will be very obvious that Krafi has had some moments to hit Mo cleanly in this round. You know that once the scorecards come out, if we've seen a pattern tonight, Krafi could be that much more dangerous.
We've seen it with Gravesend. We've seen it. He came out round 5 and knocked out Durrani with being all odds against him.
Big show of sportsmanship and respect. But Krafi, it could be that second chance. Like you said, you know, he had the kindling, he had the fire starter. It was starting to burn in his favor and pop and crackle, but the last thing you wanted to do was let Krafi back into this fight and snuff that fire out.
And we're seeing it now. We're seeing Krafi like we did in the previous fights. Round 5, he has to give it his all. He has to knock out Mo.
Oh, he slipped on his own ice. Krafi literally stepped on the ice cube and indeed the water that was in his own corner and slipped.
That's right, you cannot be drenching your fighters in the corner, but there's the head kick that we've seen earlier in the fight from Krafi. This is where Mo has to be careful and not make the fight harder for him than what it needs to be.
Mo Abdurahman, of course, always a great showman. Such a technical fighter, brings a great flair, a positive personality. But Krafi is just inching his way back into this contest. I didn't catch the score reveal. I don't think we got the graphic.
To be honest, I don't think we need to know the score reveal. The damage shown on Krafi's face and the volume that Mo has been dishing out should speak that he's in the lead.
Krafi goes down. I've just looked unofficially on the back channels. Abdurahman is indeed up.
So I think the corner are complaining that it wasn't an 8 count, but I think me and you both know that that was a wobbly 8 count.
Nonetheless, we have at this juncture an opportunity to remind you that Krafi is definitively down in this fight, and at the end of the day, it could be his only chance to get a stoppage against the elusive and tricky Mo Abdurahman.
Well, he's got 60 seconds to seal the deal with that 8 strikes world title. However, I feel Mo is moving better on the back foot now. But the hands still drop with Mo. You just don't want to see them little hooks come a little bit lower. He's stabbing that teep lovely into the torso of Krafi. Oh, lovely Superman to a roll. Seen a bit of Taekwondo come out here now, Chris.
Well, the antics continue here in the main event on 8 Strikes. To everybody watching, thank you so much again for joining us. On behalf of myself and Kieran, it has been a pleasure to unveil the future of striking, and indeed, some irregularities in the rules, but we'll get there. The open scoring in effect. Abdurahman undoubtedly up. Krafi going for broke here.
The referee has been training too.
And that's it. We go 5 in London. In the main event, there has to be respect. Respect was earned between Mo Abdurahman and Ilias Krafi.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for your main event this evening? After 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. The winner of the contest by unanimous decision, and the new 8 Strikes Featherweight World Champion, Mighty Mo